Hello and welcome to today's training, which is all about calories. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Jamie. Okay, I'm going to be taking you through this training, and specifically about calories, we're going to focus on how your weekend overeating habits is destroying your results. Chances are you've probably got a little bit of an awareness about this, but let's just dive in a little bit deeper and just give you that bit more knowledge and awareness to help you get some decent results. Now, as a topic on its own, calories are pretty massive. Okay, when it comes to calories, there's thousands of different topics, and I could talk for hours just on calories as a whole. Okay, now the basis of any good results, any good program that's going to get you results, is finding the sort of the balance with your calories. It's the base that I'll always start everybody on: is get your calories right. Okay, then you can look at things like macronutrients, how frequently you eat your meals, the types of training you're doing, that sort of thing. So in this case, to lose weight, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. That goes without saying. Okay, if you want to gain weight, you've got to be over in your calories. And yes, there's going to be other sort of environmental factors, things like sort of your hormones and your training program, that sort of thing. But for this, let's just focus on your weekend habits. Now, the ideal week, okay, the perfect situation is going to look something like this. If you're looking like this, Monday to Sunday, then brilliant. You don't have to do anything. You probably don't even have to watch this video. But the reality is, the next couple of slides probably sounds a little bit more familiar to you. Now, I've used these numbers just as an example. It makes the maths for me a little bit easier, and it's a little bit easier for you to understand. So your average person, let's say to maintain current weight, you've got to hit a 2,000 calorie maintenance goal. That's per day. So every day, if you're going to keep the same sort of weight, you're going to eat around 2,000 calories. Now, the basic rule of thumb is to be in a deficit, you've got to lose weight. No, to lose weight, you've got to be in a deficit. I knew what I meant. So let's set a target of 1,800 Monday to Sunday. Okay, training 4, 5, 6 times a week, eating pretty healthy Monday through to Sunday. If you're doing that, that's going to give you a 1,400 calorie deficit on a weekly basis. And if you're doing that, brilliant work. You're going to be losing easily a pound, maybe 2 pounds per week. Okay, but the reality is that going to be easy to maintain? Are you going to stick to it, or does it look something like this? Monday to Friday, pretty good. You've got your plan, you've got your training program. Whether you see a personal trainer, go to a boot camp, or you just go to the gym yourself, whatever it is. Monday to Friday is pretty good. You're doing the right things in the gym, you're eating the right meals, and you're hitting your 1,800 calorie target. You get home from work on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and you can't be bothered to cook something fresh and healthy, so you decide to get a takeaway. Okay, with that takeaway might come a glass or a bottle of wine, and that's going to put your calories up to around 2,900. Yeah, one day out of the week isn't bad, but then you get to the weekend, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You're out of routine, you haven't got any plans, you like to socialise, you like to see your friends and family. It gets to Saturday afternoon, okay, the morning's been pretty good, maybe you've gone for a walk, run, swim, something like that, but you get invited out for coffee and cake, so you have a slice of cake. It gets to Saturday night, again, you haven't got any plans, you get a text, I'm going down to the pub, do you want to come for a couple of drinks? A couple of drinks turn into a few cocktails, maybe you go out in the town, maybe you get a little bit drunk, and you get a kebab on the way home, or a burger, or some form of takeaway. Okay, that's going to skyrocket your calories to way above 3,000. Again, yeah, you might be looking at it, well, Monday to Friday is pretty good, okay, but the effect of that Saturday night, without planning, without preparation, means Sunday morning you're hungover, you're feeling pretty crappy, so you have pretty shitty breakfast, if you have breakfast at all, if you can stomach it. But you've got a Sunday lunch, you've got a Sunday roast booked in with the family. So maybe you go into a curry, so you have a couple of slices of meat, plate full of veg, a couple of glasses of Coke or something like that. Maybe a beer if you're feeling up to it. But again, that's going to skyrocket your calories to, again, 3,000, maybe even higher for the day. Now, what does that do for your weekly average? Well, if you're good Monday through to Friday, but you're pretty crappy at the weekend, you can see here, your maintenance is going to be at 2,000 calories, okay, for a weekly average. That's obviously going to, have a detriment effect on your results. You might lose a little bit of weight, but chances are you're going to maintain the weight or worst case situation, you can actually put weight on. So, what I'm saying is you don't have to be a Monday to Sunday god or goddess with your food and training. Don't be social, don't see anybody, don't go out with family and friends. What I'm saying is, how can you help that? How can you help just be a little bit more wiser to the situation, maybe just have a little bit more awareness. Some of the sort of causes to this weekend overeating is trying to be perfect. And the good thing with sort of following a plan, following a bit of a regime, is that rules and guidelines help us feel in control of what we're doing, what we're eating, okay? But chances are that plan that you've been given by your coach, by your personal trainer, is too harsh, okay? It's too strict on yourself. And as you can see from the graph, you end up slipping up. You end up going out at the weekend and just having a total binge. What you want to try and do instead, rather than aiming for perfection, is aim for progress. If this looks like you, well, maybe cut that down to one night a week. Maybe it's just a Friday night, curry and a bottle of wine, and then, roast dinner on a Sunday with the family and can of Coke, whatever it is you want. The perfect diet does not exist, okay? I will tell you that. Good personal trainers, good coaches will tell you that. It's far better to have a decent plan that you're going to stick to than have a perfect plan that you're going to quit and not stick to. Does that make sense? Okay, so stop trying to be perfect. Be good, okay, but plan in treats, plan in things, and just manipulate your calories around that. So the next thing is having this all or nothing mindset. Now, I can definitely relate to this, and I'm pretty sure you can as well. Slipping up once puts you into the mindset of saying, fuck it, I've slipped up, so let's just finish the rest of the week and then diet starts Monday, or diet starts next month, next week, whatever it may be. Having that all or nothing mindset is madness. My best analogy for this is the whole sort of car analogy. You've got 4 wheels on your car, maybe you've got 3, but you've got 4 wheels, you get a flat tyre, okay? What do you do with that flat tyre? You try and fix it or you get a new one. You don't think fuck it and slash the other 3 and then ditch them all, do you? Try and relate that back to your sort of food plan. You slip up once, try and fix it, okay? Try and be better the next day. Try and reduce your calories the next 2 days. Get out of this mindset of all or nothing and screwing it up for the rest of the week, all right? One of the ways to do that is by planning ahead. So if you know you're going to go out on a Saturday, manipulate your calories the day before and the day after. Train extra hard on that morning, okay? So Saturday morning, maybe hit the gym or go for a jog, go to park run, whatever it is, manipulate your calories. Look ahead. So if you're going out for a meal, look ahead at the menu, see what options they've got, get into your mind what you're going to have. So you're going to pre-plan and, you're not going to make in-the-moment decisions. And then, just see how that goes. Again, it goes back to point 1. You're not trying to be perfect, you're trying to make progress. Point number 3, rewarding good behavior with bad habits. This is exactly like being a kid, being a child. You get rewarded, okay, with something bad for being good. You behave well, you be good, you get rewarded with some sweets, a donut, something like that. It's exactly the same with your diet. Monday to Friday, you've been pretty good. So you get to Saturday, you reward yourself with a massive slice of cake and a caramel frappuccino with sauce and cream and the works. If that sounds like you, ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you eating well and training well Monday to Friday? Is it to get rewarded? Okay, is it to have that massive cake at the weekend? Or is it to get results? If you've answered to have the cake, then maybe you want to assess your goals a little bit more. But if it's to get results, then why would you reward yourself with something bad? Okay, instead, try having a bigger reward over a longer period of time. So maybe every month or every 3 months, whatever it is, make that reward bigger and have a punishment as well. Say you don't achieve your goal, the punishment might be to do 100 burpees in one day. The reward might be buy a new dress, buy a new suit, treat yourself to an expensive dress, get your partner to pay for it, something like that. The last point that's going to have an effect on your weekend habits is excuses. And these are the stories that you're going to be telling yourself. So, like I said earlier, during the week, having a routine, it's less of a surprise. There's less in the moment decision making. You've got everything prepped, ready to go. So you literally just pick and go. Some excuses that I hear: you eat bad because you're busy. Okay, someone came around for a cup of tea, so you got the biscuits out. Doesn't mean you have to have a biscuit. Be a good host, give them a biscuit, but give yourself an apple, whatever it is. I don't know. You didn't train at the weekend because you're stuck at home doing nothing. You haven't got all the fancy equipment that we've got. You haven't got the kettlebells or the treadmill. Well, you don't have to sit and do nothing. Get out for a walk. Try and hit 10, 15, 20,000 steps in the day. These excuses are having that detrimental effect on your overall results. The solution for that is to notice the excuses. Maybe you haven't even noticed them. Maybe you haven't even been aware that you've been telling yourself this before. But try and notice it and then challenge it. Okay, so challenge the story that you're telling yourself. A favorite quote of mine, and it's something like, don't wait for the storm to pass, learn to dance in it instead. And that's basically saying, don't wait for the bad things to pass. Don't wait for your motivation to be there. Learn to live in the moment, plan it around your schedule, plan it around your hectic lifestyle, and get into a good routine. Hopefully, that's answered some of your questions, overcome some of your struggles. If you have any questions, then there'll be a comment section below that you can sort of ask questions on, or send us a private message. You've got our Facebook page, Instagram account, email address hopefully will be somewhere. So any questions with the whole sort of weekend overeating habits, send us a question, all right? Thank you for watching to the end. Like I said, hopefully it's answered some of your questions and helped you a little bit. Go back and watch it again. Try and get some clarity on this, all right?